OMG! So, word on the street is that Kim Porter's children, Quincy and the twins, have been reading all the reports about their mom, and let me tell you, they are not happy campers. But the real gag? Quincy is reportedly raging on Diddy. Can you believe it? Now, for those of you who need a little refresher, Quincy is Kim Porter's oldest son, and his biological father is Al B. Sure, but Diddy raised him as his own. Well, it seems like Quincy might be having second thoughts about his relationship with Diddy, especially with all these new details coming to light. Here's the tea. Quincy reportedly wants an inquiry into what really happened to his mother. I know, right? It's giving true crime documentary vibes. And speaking of documentaries, Quincy's biological dad, Al B. Shore, has already announced that he's working on one that's going to turn heads. He even told his followers to hold on to your brez, because it's going to be that explosive. But wait, it gets even juicier. Remember when Diddy's houses were raided? Well, Al B. Shore took to social media and posted a photo with Quincy, captioning it, "Bow one, toy son come home, the door is wide open, you're safe here son, I love you pops, you're biological." Talk about drama! Now I know what you're thinking. Didn't Quincy have issues with Al B? Sure. In the past? You're absolutely right, bestie. Quincy once wrote an open letter scolding Al for not being in his life growing up. He even questioned the importance of a biological relationship. In that letter, Quincy wrote, "The absence of my father has given me a better understanding of what type of man I am going to be. I am grateful for my mom's love, support, guidance, and for her strength." But here's where it gets interesting. Sources are saying that with all these new details coming out about what happened to Kim, Quincy is seeing Diddy in a whole new light. And those book excerpts, they've allegedly turned his head even further. Some are even saying Quincy might be willing to contribute to Al's documentary. Can you imagine? Now let's talk about this book situation. It's messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. Kim's close friend, Ebony Electra, recently took to Instagram to claim that Kim had no plans to publish a book before her passing in 2018. Ebony wrote, "I'm going to say this as loud as I can. Kim Porter never drafted nor wrote a book, memoir, or manuscript. She even called out journalists for using the word allegedly and urged people not to believe the lies." But here's the thing, loves. Ebony seems to be the only one saying there's no book. And some fans are pointing out that since Ebony is apparently Diddy's cousin, it makes her less credible than others. Some are even speculating that Diddy might have paid her to say the book doesn't exist. Yikes! Now let's dive into these alleged book excerpts because, honey, they are spicy. In what's supposedly Chapter 1, Kim wrote about how Diddy's jealousy and short fuse made her walk on eggshells. She even recalled an instance where he allegedly sent her to the hospital after she received some flowers. According to the excerpt, Diddy flew into a rage when Kim received flowers from someone else. He allegedly yelled, "Who the F were you with the other night?" When Kim tried to explain, things escalated. The book claims Diddy threw a chair, and the next thing Kim knew, she woke up in a hospital room with injuries. The alleged book also talks about how Diddy apologized afterwards, saying, "I was just so jealous, you know how I am. I'm sorry, baby. I promise I'll never put my hands on you again, I swear." Kim supposedly wrote that she was afraid for her safety, even in the hospital, because no one would hear her if she screamed. But it doesn't stop there, besties. The book allegedly details how things only got worse from there until Kim's untimely death from what was concluded to be pneumonia. And let's not forget, there are still a lot of questions surrounding her passing. Now let's talk about Cassie for a moment. Remember when Kim's friend KD Aubert was talking about how Cassie let herself be flaunted in Kim's face? Well, according to the alleged book, there are details about how Cassie laughed at how Diddy was mistreating Kim in her own home. The book supposedly describes some pretty intense situations involving Cassie, including one where Diddy allegedly brought Cassie into his bedroom where Kim was sleeping and told Kim to get out so Cassie could get in. I mean, can you even imagine? Katie Aubert even tweeted about it saying, "This Diddy thing is not a surprise, but it makes me remember the horrible way he treated my friend Kim Porter and how I've always silently held him responsible for her #RipKim." Now, I know this is all heavy stuff, besties, and it's important to remember that a lot of this is still alleged. We don't know for sure if Kim actually wrote this book or if these excerpts are real. But what we can say is that there's a lot of smoke, and where there's smoke, there's usually fire. So what does all this mean for Quincy? Well, if the sources are to be believed, he's seen everything that's been said about his mother, and it's affecting him deeply. Some are saying that if Quincy actually turns on Diddy, it could be the end of Diddy for good. Can you imagine the fallout? Now, I want to hear from you. Loves, do you believe Kim actually wrote this book? Are these excerpts believable to you? What do you think about Ebony's claims that there is no book? And most importantly, do you think Quincy is secretly planning to turn on Diddy? This whole situation is like a Hollywood movie playing out in real life. We've got family drama, alleged abuse, mysterious books, and potential revenge plots. It's a lot to take in, and my heart goes out to Kim's children who are having to deal with all of this in the public eye. One thing's for sure, besties. This story is far from over. So make sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on because you don't want to miss a single drop of this piping hot drama. Remember, loves, while we're all here for the gossip and the tea, it's important to keep in mind that these are real people with real feelings. Whatever the truth may be, I hope that Kim's children are able to find peace and healing through all of this. So, what do you think about all this drama? Are you Team Quincy or Team Diddy? Or are you just sitting back and watching it all unfold like the rest of us? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, besties, keep slaying, keep supporting each other, and remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Unless someone's trying to mess with your family, then all bets are off. You are watching Hot Gossip. Goodbye.